Welcome back guys to the space news. Let's take a look at all the recent events. Starting with ISRO to launch its merchandise, Virgin Orbit launched 10 satellites from a plane, Gaganyaan Indian flight surgeons to head Russia, NASA Space Launch System test, Blue Origin a step closer for human space tourism, ESA and Thales Alenia Space sign contract, and at last, China to begin its space station construction this year. Please hit the like button before leaving if you liked this video. This is Lighted Sky. Let's get started. First news, ISRO to launch merchandise. ISRO is planning to launch space-themed merchandise which will portray all its achievements since its birth from 1969. If we count all the missions, then we have 111 spacecraft missions, 79 launch missions, 10 student satellites and 328 foreign satellites from 33 different countries. Back in 2013, former chairman K. Radhakrishnan spoke about its outreach program, and now present chairman K. Sivan has initiated several outreach programs. By this way, ISRO plans to create awareness among people and especially among the students, which can create an interest and urge them to study about space and technology. The merchandise includes t-shirts, coffee mugs, keychains, games, poster and jigsaw puzzles and many more. All this will be made available on ISRO's website. Manufacturers interested for creating this merchandise can register with ISRO, and ISRO proposes to identify and authorize the parties on a non-exclusive basis with a registration fee for sharing the themes, general arrangement drawings, images or any other designs to be used appropriately without causing any damage to its image. Also, manufacturers cannot use ISRO's logo or any other imagery on products such as doormats, slippers or any other such items which might affect the reputation or image of the organization. If they find any violations of the guidelines by the manufacturers, this can lead to termination of the license agreement. Second news, Virgin Orbit launched 10 satellites from a plane. On last Sunday, Virgin Orbit successfully launched 10 satellites from a 70-foot Launcher 1 rocket which was dropped by a modified Boeing 747. The Boeing plane, nicknamed Cosmic Girl, flew from Mojave Air and Spaceport in California to a drop point over the Pacific Ocean. Launcher 1 was dropped from the plane and its computers then took control of the system before release and ignition. On board were customer carrier satellites sponsored by NASA, which contracted Virgin Orbit for the launch. Previously, the rocket failed to fully ignite and the test failed, which was around 8 months ago. This will help the company to tap into the growing market for commercial space transportation. The goal is to create a flexible and affordable model to send satellites to space from air rather than from the ground. This means that any big airport can be a launch point, and it also reduces the risk of weather-related cancellations. The company will now further test the system in Cornwall, UK. Will Whiton, the president of UK Space, said he is aiming for a launch during the G7 meeting, which this year takes place in the English seaside county. Third news, Indian flight surgeons to head Russia for training. 2 flight surgeons who are doctors from the Indian Air Force specialized in aerospace medicine are set, and they will be soon sent to Russia, where they will get hands-on experience and training in space medicine from the Russians so that they can assist the Gaganyaan astronauts. Training of astronauts is a critical aspect of the human space mission project. Flight surgeons are responsible for the astronauts' health before, during and after a flight. We know that earlier 4 test pilots of the Indian Air Force were sent to Russia earlier. However, due to the pandemic, the training of the Indian astronauts has been affected due to the coronavirus-induced lockdown in Russia, and they are expected to be back in India by March. These 4 pilots have been undergoing training at the Yuri Gagarin Research and Test Cosmonaut Training Center near Moscow since February last year. Named after Yuri Gagarin, the first human to journey into the outer space, the center was built to support manned space programs, space exploration activities, space engineering, cosmonauts training, as well as ensuring their safety in space and providing post-flight rehabilitation programs for cosmonauts. The flight surgeons will also travel to France for training. The French module of space surgeons training will be more theoretical in nature. In 2018, flight surgeon Brigitte Godard, who was the French space agency CNES then, had visited India to start the training of physicians and engineers. France has a well-established mechanism for space medicine. It also has the MEDS Space Clinic, a subsidiary of CNES, where space surgeons undergo training. Fourth news, NASA Space Launch System test shutdowns earlier than planned. The most powerful rocket built in the history of humanity was tested on last Saturday. This is the same rocket that which will be launching uncrewed Orion capsule around the moon for the test by the end of this year. NASA fired up the core stage of its massive new rocket, the Space Launch System (SLS), in a critical test that ended prematurely when the booster's engine shut down earlier than planned. Smoke and flames billowed from the 4 RS-25 engines that power this huge rocket's core booster, a centerpiece of NASA's Artemis moon program, and it roared to life atop a test stand at NASA's Tennis Space Center near base St. Louis, Mississippi. Ignition occurred and with the 7 lakh gallons, that is around 2.6 million liters of cryogenic fuel flowing through the engines as they roared for just over 1 minute, much shorter than planned. This test was supposed to run for 485 seconds, that is just over 8 minutes, which is the amount of the time the engines will burn during the flight. Following engine's ignition, the 4 RS-25 engines fired for just over 60 seconds. NASA chief Jim Bridenstine said that not everything went according to the script today, and he also said that they got a great data and a lot of great information from the test. It's still too early to know exactly what caused the early shutdown in the Saturday's engine test, since the test was stopped short of 250 seconds, and before the teams were able to gimbal or move the engines, exactly how much data and how confident the teams are in the vehicle is yet to be determined. It will take the teams at least several days to review the SLS test data before deciding on the next step. The Orion spacecraft is complete and nearly ready to be affixed to the top of the SLS once the rocket is fully assembled. Fifth news, Blue Origin tested its space tourism rocket. Blue Origin aims to carry its first passengers on a ride to the edge of the space in a few months. It completed its 14th test flight on its New Shepard rocket booster and capsule called NS-14. The successful test flight featured the debut of a new booster and an upgraded capsule. NS-14 also marked one of the last remaining steps before Blue Origin flies its first crew to the space. The flight was the first of the 2 stable configuration test flights. Stable configuration means that the company plans to avoid making major changes between the flight and the next. Blue Origin aims to launch the second test flight within 6 weeks or by late February, and the first crewed flight 6 weeks after that or by early April. New Shepard is designed to carry people on rides past the edge of the space, reaching an altitude of around 340,000 feet, that is 100 kilometers. The capsule spent several minutes in zero gravity before returning to Earth. With massive windows to give passengers a view, both the rockets and the capsules are reusable, with the boosters returning to land vertically and the capsules landing on control of a set of parachutes. The NS-14 mission featured multiple upgrades to the crew capsule, including an audio push-to-talk system for astronauts to talk to the mission control, a new crew alert system panel at each seat, cushioned wall linings and sound separation devices to reduce the noise in the capsule, and the addition of environmental systems such as air condition and humidity controls. Sixth news, ESA Thales Alenia Space signed contract to build European module for upcoming lunar gateway. European Space Agency signed a contract with the Thales Alenia Space to build the European module for the lunar gateway that will provide the new human exploration facility with communications and refueling. The gateway is being built by the partners of the International Space Station and will enable sustainable exploration around and on the surface of the moon. It will also allow for space research and demonstration of technologies and processes needed to conduct future missions to the Mars. European system providing refueling, infrastructure and telecommunications module ESPRIT will be a cylindrical module with space for astronauts to work in, much like an International Space Station module. It will offer 360-degree views of the moon and the spacecraft as they will dock with the lunar outpost. ESPRIT will consist of 2 main elements, the Halo Lunar Communication System HLCS and the ESPRIT refueling module ERM. The HCLS will provide the Gateway Space Station with data, voice and video communications, while the ERM will enable the station to receive propellants from visiting spacecraft to maintain its orbit around the moon and refuel vehicles transiting to the lunar surface. The module will also offer a small pressurized workspace for the crew and large windows offering 360-degree views. 7th news, China to begin construction of space station this year. The launch of the first element of the Chinese station is one of more than 40 missions scheduled this year by the China's Aerospace Science and Technology Corp (CASC), China's largest state-owned aerospace contractor. The heavily Long March 5B rocket assigned to launch the space station's Tianyi core module has completed testing at its factory in Tianjin, China, and will soon be delivered by transport ship to the Weichang launch base on the Hainan Island. At Weichang, the Long March 5B rocket will be stacked on its mobile launch platform and mated with the Tian module, which measures more than 54.4 feet, that is 16 meters long, and has a maximum diameter of around 4.2 meters and has a launch weight of roughly 49,600 pounds or 22.5 metric tons. The Long March 5B rocket is a variant of China's Long March 5 rocket family tailored to haul heavy payloads into low Earth orbits. Flying without a second stage, the Long March 5B will carry its payloads into space using just its core stage and 4 strap-on liquid fuel boosters. Large payloads will occupy the second stage volume on the Long March 5B, which can deliver up to 55,000 pounds or 25 metric tons of payload to the low Earth orbit. The Long March 5B configuration completed its first demonstration flight in May of 2020, following delays stemming from a Long March 5 launch failure in 2017 that also pushed back the schedule for launching the first element of the Chinese space station. The full assembled outpost will be about 1/6 the mass of the International Space Station and is closer in size to the Russia's retired Mir station than the ISS. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button. That's the end of the news. Let me know in the comment section which news you liked the most and excited about. If you have not subscribed till now, please consider subscribing so that you will know the next time when I bring up news, space topics and many other things. Thank you for staying till the end. That's the end of this video. Until next time, keep learning and keep enjoying. Thank you. Don't forget to watch my other videos.